Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's having a nice morning or evening and start of a nice weekend along with this great marathon so far. So first off in a series of games, although I should honestly say it was very hard to pick out 5 games because there's so many games I have yet to play, but thanks everybody for the good luck. So first up is Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Various set of enemies who have taken over a computer programmed satellite system with a virus, and your character is being implemented into cyberspace in order to destroy the various cores. Other than that, we will start this game in 3, 2, 1, go. The character's main attack revolves using the hair to whip various enemies. You have access to life and ship health. Your ship basically for any kind of projectile magic, while your main attack is all close range. Along with that, your character also, just while jumping, you can also swing from complete different platforms. You'll gain new abilities as each area has been cleared. Quite possibly, CBG. Quite possibly. For the first stage, you're not really dealing with too much tough enemies, and even with various enemy kills, you'll eventually get health and our chip drop. Thank you, Uberfunk. Thank you, Cardo. Thank you, Little UA. Hio. Thank you, everybody. For the various when you reach a boss fight, you actually have the ability to pause and adjust your life and chip as necessary. And it's the only time that you can change the amount. So there's not too much to the first boss. It jumps. It'll throw a punch, and as soon as it rebounds off the wall, it'll attempt to throw kind of fire wave at you. And after every boss fight, you'll get a regain of some life and chip back. The majority of sub-weapons that you have access to are not really used, which you can access by pressing select. Now, one thing this game is notorious for is a lot of treadmills, a lot of hanging platforms, and various currents which will actually keep you away from being able to walk properly. The good thing about the majority of fires, fights, and anything else, you don't have to worry about those being one-hit KOs. But just like any amount of spikes, you don't want to be on them for longer than necessary, as well as any other kind of object. We have a small downward vertical shaft. Not too many enemies to note. But as the game goes on, there's a lot. Not only a few more enemies will show up, you'll still deal with a lot of weird gears, much more current, some small ice physics. The second boss almost behaves just like the first one, hopping about the room. Occasionally throws a small projectile that tracks your movement. So I'm often just to keep some extra health if necessary by just using my main attack. But to make the fight a bit quicker, using a bit of trip power. When the boss reaches a smaller amount of health left, it will split into two. In which there's a fake and real one. Round three is a semi-long vertical shaft. Excuse me. Which now really tests your climb swinging controls, and introduces ice blocks. As long as you're not actually moving, they're fine. But just like the treadmills, you'll find yourself with a loss of control very quickly. And you'll also see a lot of another extra added element with various flames that will be fired as well. Fortunately, just like the spikes, they're not one-hit KOs. These moving spikes you don't have to worry too much about. The best thing you can do for those treadmills is wait until you're at the very edge of the treadmill before jumping. This particular boss, you have this weird alien plant light that just spits a bit of goo before deciding to move from side to side. It can rebound, excuse me, it can rebound anywhere from 1 to 4 times before finally deciding to stop. in which either you'll have to duck or jump over it. Now since there's no need to really use chip energy against the boss, you can just transfer it for health. Now you gain the quantum bombs, which is definitely needed for the next boss, just because of how useful they are, and you'll see why. So for that, you'll definitely want to rack up enough chip energy just to use them. More of the same as most of the other stages. Now if you need an extra life, you'll get one from at least a few enemies in the game. Might be a good thing for some of those extra heart drops, but I'm not getting as many chip drops as I'd want. Even if you happen to fall into whatever that stuff is on the bottom or the top of the screen, it has an effect just like any other enemy in the game. You don't want to stay in it, but it's not a one-hit KO either. Those weird Pac-Man muncher enemies, they only react when you're within their range. Now this particular boss is the reason why you want the quantum bombs, which basically just looks like a stick of dynamite, just so you can get rid of the smaller orbs. Easier to get rid of the smaller orb before trying to deal with the main enemy, whose objective mainly is just to fire at you while on the ceiling. After 2 shots, it'll start to recoil off of the wall, and then you can start to land hits on it, only while it's on the ground or while it's rising into the air. When its health is low and it's flashing, then the shots will apparently come out faster, but not to the point where you can't dodge them. But as long as you don't take too much contact damage, the boss is not too difficult. It's best to basically just hit and run. Now for round 5, the last normal stage of the game, which consists of, you'll see a lot more you'll see a lot more ice, along with everything that you basically had to deal with so far. The worst thing that can happen to you in this area is being knocked to the bottom, because then you have to make your way back up top. So you just utilize all the platforms while avoiding as many spikes as possible. Although they won't knock you down. Then you have these particular areas where a couple of spikes will just, for the ones that are not just patrolling a particular area, they'll kind of circle around you. So since my health is low, I'm just going to wait for that one spike to retreat off screen and hope that a couple of health drops show up. But I probably won't need the health drops as long as I don't have to take a long walk of shame back, if I don't get hit a few more times. So all you can do in this area is stay at the very top. Oops, that's what I didn't want. So because of my inaccuracy for the swing, now I have to walk all the way back. But since the majority of those spikes were already cleared, rats, except for that one, I was close to completing that one particular section without having to walk back. Fortunately, this section isn't that long, so it won't take long to get back there. And most likely, I'll have better health than I did last time. The worst part is dealing with the ice and all of the treadmill-like walkable platforms, all mixed into one area. And because you can easily misjudge exactly when you need to jump. Well, if you happen to be uploaded into a program like this, maybe you might be able to use it as a weapon. But would you really want to deal with those aliens? That was not supposed to happen again. Now for the last vertical track of the game, where you basically go through the same thing. And the only new enemies added are those weird alien enemies that actually get in the way of you accessing the platform you need to swing. So utilizing your normal attack as well as the tri shot helps, and it's the only area needed for the tri shot at all. And what you just saw is a demonstration of another sub-weapon that you'll never use. This area has an odd, tries to mix the background along with the platforms that you're seeing. Kind of a camouflage. I'm definitely swinging too early. That's not good. Most likely I'm going to lose a life right here. Unless a health drop shows. And that's a long way back to the top. I knew that was going to happen. Fortunately, after everything that you go through in this area, the boss is much easier to deal with. Much better health-wise than I was the last time. For this small area, you can skip those lower swing platforms, but for some reason, you might find yourself actually hard locking the game. It's happened to me on more than one occasion, just because of a weird pixel. that the game doesn't seem to recognize. Too bad I couldn't dodge that particular projectile last time. And you want to get rid of this weird mouth feature first, because that's a long way down. And unfortunately, after everything they put you through, the boss is very easy to deal with. No special weapons needed. As soon as you reach the top of it where its weak spot is, just spout and attack. Now because of the satellite getting ready to crash, the enemies have activated the self-destruct program, so now you have to deal with the final boss. Now you can opt to get rid of this first segment faster by using some of your weapons, but I find myself wanting enough health left because I don't need the chip energy for the quantum bomb. So while it's a bit slower to get rid of the head, it's easier to deal with having the extra chip energy that I'll need just in case I miss too many hits and I need to swap later, and you'll see why in a minute. Now alternatively, I can use these platforms to get hits, but considering where the projectiles are going, I'm going to continuously take hits. So it's easier to just hit as long as it's low enough for the normal attack to connect, and then just stay under it, where I'm completely safe. And once you get rid of it, the second form of the boss shows up, which has a very small hitbox, which is the reason why the quantum bombs are needed. You have to see the small eye of it that's getting ready to fire. And hopefully if your attacks are good enough, they'll get rid of a chunk of health for each hit. that, that would be time as soon as the countdown happens. So because you was able to defeat the enemy in time, the satellite that the virus took over was set to not self-destruct, and you basically save the Earth. And with that, we will get ready to head into the next game, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Be right back shortly.